This is Rage Detector, and I want to talk to you about Kinesis and why it is going to be the latest rage in money. Let's face it, people don't lug around bars of gold to purchase things. In fact, given the choice, people on the street would rather take a free bar of chocolate than a 10-ounce bar of silver worth $150. They're crazy! Kinesis is a monetary system using Bitcoin-like technology to transfer ownership of gold and silver. This allows people to use digitalized gold in everyday transactions and to send money across the globe with a simple mobile phone application. People will finally see the value of transacting in gold and silver. Why would someone want to use the Kinesis monetary system rather than traditional banking, you may ask? With Kinesis, there is a 0.45% transaction fee whenever making a payment. A portion of this fee is given back to the Kinesis participants to promote its use. The Kinesis transaction fee is pretty small when you look at it. Purchasing a $3 coffee would cost less than 2 cents in transaction fees. Contrast this to traditional banking, where there is often no fee for the customer. Does that mean traditional banking wins and Kinesis loses? Not so fast. In traditional banking, the customer doesn't pay a fee, but the merchant sure does. To process that $3 coffee, a merchant has to pay over 5 cents in fees. In contrast with the Kinesis wallet, the merchant will potentially pay 0 transaction fees. Kinesis simply reverses roles on who pays the transaction fee. Let's compare, overall, the combined transaction fees of both the customer and merchant. Traditionally, the coffee would cost over 5 cents in transaction fees. With Kinesis, it is less than 2 cents, so Kinesis wins. Additionally, these fees are given back to the Kinesis community. A portion of those transaction fees go to people who created the Kinesis coins. This is called a minter yield. Another portion go to people who simply hold Kinesis coins in their wallet. This is called a holder yield. Since these yields come from the transaction fees, the more transaction fees that are collected, the higher the yields will be. A higher money velocity means people are spending money quicker and the transaction fees generated increases. For the purpose of my examples, I will assume that the daily money velocity is 20%. An awesome feature of Kinesis is the minter yield. Basically, anybody that can contribute 100 grams of gold or 10 kilograms of silver can become a minter. Physical gold and silver are then kept in a third-party, audited and insured vault. Title to this gold and silver is given to the minter using an online ledger called the Kinesis Blockchain Network. Title is held in the form of KAU Gold or KAG Silver cryptocurrency. Once the minter spends the cryptocurrency that they created, they will receive a perpetual 1.64 annual percentage yield on the amount that they spent. The closest comparison in traditional banking to the minter yield would be a credit card cashback reward, which is around 1.5% on the amount spent and is only paid once. The Kinesis minter yield, on the other hand, is paid every single year in monthly installments. Let's see. A 1.64% minter yield paid every single year is way better than a 1.5% cashback reward paid once. Kinesis wins. Technically, you could continue using a credit card and convert Kinesis to cash every month to pay its balance. That way you get both the lifetime minter yield and a credit card cashback reward. Keep in mind, the poor merchant will be paying a processing fee in this case. Now let's compare the average bank savings rate of 0.06% to the Kinesis holder yield of 7.85%. Kinesis blows traditional bank yields out of the water. In fact, if you are able to hold your Kinesis gold and silver for about a month before spending it, the holder's yield would have made up for the transaction fee. Don't let that small transaction fee discourage you from using the Kinesis monetary system. Now you might be thinking that I chose the small coffee purchase on purpose to make Kinesis look good. I assure you, it is the exact opposite. I am saving the best for last. Kinesis is obviously good for microtransactions, but how about those big purchases? Let's say someone purchases a house for $250,000. The Kinesis transaction fee would be $1,125. Contrast that with a bank wire fee of only $20. So traditional banking all the way for this purchase, right? Wrong. Remember that perpetual minter yield you get for spending? If you used Kinesis to pay for this house, you would get a lifetime $4,100 minter yield every single year. There are so many benefits of using the Kinesis monetary system that it's really just hard to list. Putting your savings in gold and silver will protect you from currency inflation. The Venezuelan bolivar is going through hyperinflation as we speak. Secondly, Kinesis is not a debt-based monetary system. That's a system that makes the rich richer and the poor dirt poor. Kinesis beats traditional banking on many levels. If you want to be a winner, I encourage you to join me in the Kinesis monetary revolution. All the cool kids will be doing it. It's like eating organic food. It's good for you. It's like driving a Toyota Prius. It's good for the environment. Kinesis is good for the wealth of all the people around you. Type in kinesis.money on your web browser to learn how you can participate in the future of money.